If we don't listen to what Jesus has to say about the situation in Israel and in Gaza, we will enter into World War III. This Sunday's readings specifically speak to it, and we need to listen. Whenever we look at the scriptures, especially the readings that are presented at Mass, we need to understand the world behind the text, what's happening in the text, and the world in front of it. In other words, the world that we are living in. When we look at that, we understand a profound message that we as Christians have to offer in this situation. This Sunday's readings come to us from Matthew 22:15 through 21. And what's happening? Jesus is being presented with two different sides, and they're asking, what's the right answer? What side are you going to stand on? You have the Herodians on one side, the Pharisees on another, and the Jews on a third side. They were under Roman occupation, this oppressor, and everything that you said involving money and taxes and things like that meant you stood on one side or another, that you approved what this side was doing and that you disapproved of the other. Sound familiar? That's exactly the situation that this is in. If you say that you're for Israel, it implies that you're a type of person. If you say that you're for Gaza, it implies that you're some other type of person. And then there's other people that are undecided, but the situation is so difficult that you have to have an opinion. At least that's what it feels like. And the Pharisees are trying to, as the text itself tells us, to entrap Jesus. Well, we stand in for Jesus Christ in today's world. And we need to know what to say when people approach us. Now, the text doesn't give us an answer about today's situation, but it gives us an insight into how to think about this. First of all, Jesus comes up with this explanation that is unbelievable to them, to where they walk away confused by how genius what he says. This is where he says, give to Caesar what is Caesar's, and then give to God what is God's. An answer that they were not expecting. How did he get that answer? And there's only one answer to that. It's through prayer. And we as Catholics need to turn to prayer to ask the Holy Spirit to show us, what do we need to see about the situation? Whose side should we be on, instead of picking one or picking another because of emotional issues or otherwise? Do you want to know what I think? Do you want my opinion on the situation? When I ask the Holy Spirit, it is clear to me that they are both wrong. I have been in the Holy Land, and I have seen the difficult situation that the Palestinian people are living in. It is difficult. The places that they got the scraps, and they are living under less than ideal situations. And there's been so much violence against them that it's understandable their anger. On the other hand, I saw the side of the Israeli and Jewish people, and the Arab people are a very intimidating group of people. It's scary. Whenever I would cross over from Jerusalem to go to the birthplace of Jesus, Bethlehem, it was scary how intimidating they were. They would come up to you and ask you for this and beg you and plead you, and you have to take this taxi. And it was so overwhelming that you would just want to run away. I would almost have PTSD just in going there and going into the Palestinian side. It was so intense. So the Israeli people are understandably scared. They are afraid. Both sides are not innocent. They're both guilty, as we all are. We are all sinners. And the answer is that we need to put the cross in between them. We need to invite the Jewish people and the Arab and Muslim people to believe in Jesus, because only forgiveness will solve this. No bombing of this side, no killing of that side will solve the situation. They must forgive each other. It's the answer that Jesus gives. They are both wrong, and they both need to accept that they're wrong, apologize, and forgive. It's like any marriage. When you've done something wrong, you don't want to admit that you're wrong. You don't want to apologize because it implies that you're not perfect, that you made a mistake, and that you have some things that you have to own up to. This is exactly like that. I remember this one counselor that I knew. He said, if one wins, then both lose. And that's exactly the same with this situation. If Israel wins, we all lose. The Palestinians win, we all lose. Both have to turn to Christ. Then we will have peace.